Hello, friends. Welcome to Healing the Inner You. My name is Gwen, and today I'll be talking to you about traditions. Traditions are very important because it is the handing down, as the Webster's Dictionary says, the handing down of information, beliefs, and customs. As we look at our own generation, we have received a lot of information that has been passed on to us. And so we're grateful for that information because we get to have a foundation in which we live by. We have values. We've developed values over that. We've developed beliefs over that. And so as I look at this, I think about our own godly traditions. There's many things that we do have in the world that are not always centered around God. And so that can either that can cause bondage sometimes, especially if it's something that is not godly. So for example, if there's situations where we're honoring the dead, or in such a way in which, for example, situations like necromancy, we have Halloween, we have, certain rituals which do not honor God. That can be something that takes us away from making God the center of our lives. We also have some rituals that may be centered around births, when a child is born, or it could be when someone dies, or it could be when someone gets married. So it is important to always think about, our beliefs, our values, and just the way that we do things. Is it centered around God, and does it bring us freedom, or is it something that takes us away from God? And so sometimes, you may have things in which you end up doing, and that may put you in that difficult position, or it could be a situation where you're the only one who is saying no to that because it's something that you have had that conviction from God to not do. And so it's important for you to know why you're doing something and what that source is, and is it God-centered? And if you had that conviction from the Holy Spirit to not do it, then you shouldn't do it. But in the instances where you don't know whether you should do something or not, it is always important to pray about it. And it's not to be in rebellion, but it's to be able to rely and depend on the Holy Spirit, because not everyone can do the same things. You have some people that say they can watch horror movies as Christians, but maybe they have not had that conviction, or they may have a grace to watch certain things. Then you have some people who are not able to watch those movies at all. So it all is something that you have to ask the Holy Spirit in whether it's something that you can do or not. But then on the other side, we also have some good godly traditions that you may adopt. We see in the book of 1 Corinthians 2, it says, Now I commend you because you remember me in everything and maintain the traditions, even as I delivered them to you. Okay. And we also see in 2 Thessalonians 2:15, it says, So then, brothers, stand firm and hold on to the traditions that were taught by us, either by our spoken word or by our letters. So we still have, traditions in which people do, whether it's cooking together as a family reunions, dinners, having a game night together, things that help to bring the family close and for them to have some kind of fellowship together. Those things are good for the family. But then we have the instance in the Bible with the Pharisees where they tried to call Jesus out for not washing his hands. And so in Mark 7:9, and so Jesus was saying, hey, you're hypocrites. It's not that which comes into a man that defiles him, but that which comes out of a man, because that which comes out of a man is centered on the heart. And so I encourage you to read the book of Mark, Mark 7, and see what conviction you get on the things that you have been able to do and the things that you have not been able to do. And just reflect on what it is that you want to pass on in your family and to your children. Because, as we look at the things that we talk about, the things that we do, and the things we pass on, we have to ask ourselves, is it a credible source? Because when we look at even, general papers that we write, articles that we read, we always want to know if the source is a trusted source. So it's something that is good for your own family to know that you're passing on information that is good. Back then, when we look at how information was passed on using oral tradition, things got changed a little bit, right, over time, because the story was passed on from one person to the next. So it wasn't always exactly how the story was from the beginning, but it was passed on. And so people learned from those stories. So it's just something to think about. And I hope that you will be able to reflect on this also. And I look forward to hearing what your comments are in the chat. And may God bless you. Have a blessed day.